What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE have failed Jordynne Grace, WWE censor Brock Lesnar, WWE blocks AEW again, a WWE star fighting back, a Triple H stop a huge return, Jim Johnston buries WWE's themes, an ECW wrestler passes away, is SHEAMUS AEW-bound, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on our new Facebook page. But now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at WWE have failed Jordynne Grace. Now our top story today looks at the status of a WWE star who's now seemingly in creative limbo. Jordynne Grace was pushed to the moon upon being called up to the main roster, and it even looked like she was going to win the world title. Sadly, this never occurred, and as things stand, she hasn't even appeared on SmackDown in 3 months. Now according to Sean Ross Sapp Fightful, WWE Creative has no vision for her, and they have no idea what to do with her. She's there, she's at TV sometimes. They have no vision for her, no idea what to do with her. They're wasting time with her. I mean, she's only 30, but like she hasn't been on main event in like a month either. Just nothing. Yikes, this is certainly a damning report. Why would WWE call up a name to the main roster if they had zero concrete plans for that talent? It makes no sense at all. SmackDown has just come out of a 3-hour era, and the fact that Grace couldn't even make the show with an additional hour should be raising alarm bells for a lot of fans. Now, it might be in WWE's best interest to move Grace back to the NXT brand, as she certainly has unfinished business on the brand, and at least this would keep her on television in some capacity. But this is sometimes a problem with many stars who have come up from NXT up to the main roster with no plans in place at all. What was the point in the move? Next up, WWE censor Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar has become the latest WWE star to have part of his appearance altered for Netflix viewers after fans noticed a big change in the replay of the July 13th episode of Raw. During the live broadcast, Lesnar wore a shirt featuring the slogan, "Talk shit, get hit," something that was already censored in the first place. However, when the show was added to Netflix on-demand library, the profanity had been digitally removed altogether. Again, this is such a strange edit as it had already been censored on the shirt anyway, and we feel that this actually isn't a decision made by Netflix themselves but more WWE. It was reported earlier that WWE were actually behind the censoring from Night of Champions when Bron Breakker was bleeding in the cage match. It wasn't anything to do with Netflix themselves, as obviously there's plenty worse stuff on Netflix to watch. This is really concerning as WWE is continuing to sanitize replay versions of its programming by removing profanity, blood, and other mature content before episodes are made available on the streaming platform. I thought we were supposed to get less censoring, not more censoring. Next up, WWE blocks AEW again. WWE has now announced that Worlds Collide will take place on Saturday, September 26th at the Allstate Arena in Chicago, the same city and on the same night as AEW's All Out pay-per-view. Obviously, the scheduling has immediately caught fans' attention because it places two major wrestling events in direct competition of each other, forcing a lot of fans to choose between the two. The announcement came part of WWE's latest fall touring schedule, which includes 14 new dates across the US for Raw, SmackDown, and Worlds Collide. The crossover event will once again feature talent from WWE and Lucha Libre AAA, continuing the partnership between the two promotions. The timing is particularly noteworthy because AEW had already confirmed that All Out 2026 will be held that same evening at the Now Arena in the Chicago area. This seems like another tactic of WWE to try and block AEW programming by deliberately running events against each other. Is this smart, or is it just getting petty at this point? Next up, a WWE star fighting back. Now we finally have an official legal update when it comes to Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser, aka El Grande Americano, was arrested on May 20th, 2026 and was charged with battery after allegedly assaulting a man at their apartment building. Yesterday, Kaiser's defense filed a motion seeking to dismiss the misdemeanor battery charge under Florida's Stand Your Ground law. Within the filing, it stated that Kaiser was justified in using non-deadly force because he reasonably believed it was necessary to protect himself and his girlfriend. Kaiser's version of the incident is now available to the wider public, and it reads, "The elevator stopped at the 12th floor where Mr. Reap exited, and as he exited, Mr. Reap made loud comments to Mr. Barthel, aka Kaiser, and his girlfriend to the effect of, 'Have some effing respect.' Apparently, Mr. Reap was offended by Mr. Barthel and his girlfriend hugging while in the elevator. Kaiser's representative would then confirm the long-standing rumor that Mr. Reap made comments relating to ice. Mr. Barthel leaned out of the elevator to ask Mr. Reap what he had said as he was confused by the statement. Mr. Reap then made a statement to the effect of, Have some respect before I call ice on that bitch. Mr. Barthel's girlfriend is of Mexican descent. Now, according to Kaiser, he did confront Mr. Reap, informing him that his comments were offensive. Reap would then come towards Kaiser, raising his fists in the process, but Kaiser would simply push him away. As Kaiser was walking back into the elevator, Reap then approached him and his girlfriend in a threatening manner. He would even throw a drinks bottle at the couple. And according to Kaiser, he did not retaliate, and he and his girlfriend simply continued on with their day and left the building. Next up, Triple H reaches out to a fired TNA name. Now, in early 2024, it was revealed that Scott D'Amore was fired from his role as president of TNA Wrestling. This firing was rather controversial at the time, as he admitted it came from nowhere, and there appeared to be no rhyme or reason as to why he was let go. While appearing on the Ariel Helwani show, D'Amore shared that one of the people who reached out to him after the news was made public was head of WWE creative Triple H. The first time I looked at my screen after it went public, the screen was full of messages, including one of them was Triple H, and it was just, "Are you okay?" which I think is a classy move. There were rumors that the game was going to bring in D'Amore for a role in WWE creative, but this is yet to have happened. It was said that the two had a fantastic working relationship, so this is something that could definitely transpire in the future. Next up, Triple H stopped a huge return. It's been well documented that Gangrel was actually supposed to appear at WrestleMania 39. Original plans were to see the Attitude Era star appear alongside Edge, yet fans were led to believe that the former WWE chairman Vince McMahon scrapped the idea. But now, according to Gangrel during an appearance on Chris Van Vliet's podcast, he believes that it wasn't McMahon who cancelled his appearance, he believes it was Triple H. I'm not sure, but I think it might have been Hunter. Some people said Vince, but I think it might have been Hunter. Somebody kiboshed it. So when it didn't go down, he left the next year to AEW. Then he wanted to make sure that he's a guy that wants to have his way. Don't tell him no on something, he's gonna figure it out. So in AEW, he had me come back and come up to the ring and stuff like that. Now we do know that McMahon made a number of changes to the match in question. Originally it was supposed to be Finn Balor winning the match, but McMahon insisted that Edge was the one who would come out victorious. Next up, a cancelled Bray Wyatt idea revealed. Michael Cole took part in a rare interview this week, and while speaking to the Sal Licata show, Cole revealed an idea with Bray Wyatt in WWE that was ready to go, but was for whatever reason cancelled. One of the stories Bray and I had worked on for a number of years was trying to do a sit-down interview where it would be like Michael Cole interviewing Charles Manson in prison. If you've ever gone back and watched some of the old videotaped interviews that were done with Manson in prison, it was a really intriguing idea by Bray. We had even mapped it out and the concept was ready to go. For some reason, it never happened. The WWE veteran would add that the idea would flesh out Wyatt's character, and he would proceed to state how much he misses Wyatt being around. But I thought that would have really, especially if it was a multi-part interview series, helped Bray bring out that character even more, and we could see that real sick, sadistic side of the Bray Wyatt character. But everything he touched was gold, guys. Just an incredible guy, a guy that I missed every single day by everybody in our company. Man, I still wish he was here. This would have been absolutely incredible, and it's a damn shame WWE never pulled a trigger on this. Next up, Brie Bella being trained by an AEW name. Brie Bella is training hard during her latest WWE run, and now she's revealed in her latest vlog that her husband Bryan Danielson is training her ahead of Saturday night's main event this weekend. The training has without a doubt been shown on TV, as some fans believe that Brie is better than ever. It'll be interesting to see how she performs this Saturday. Next up, creative plans for Baron Corbin revealed. We now know the creative direction WWE is going to take with Baron Corbin. Corbin will be returning to the WWE live event circuit next weekend, and will be challenging for the US title. This is a smart move from WWE, as Corbin is a seasoned name and is set to work with Trick Williams, Ricky Saints, and Carmelo Hayes during the latest live event loop. Next up, Jim Johnston buries WWE. Now, iconic WWE music producer Jim Johnston has taken part in a new interview with the False Faces. And during the interview, he didn't exactly hold back on what he thinks are the current WWE theme songs produced by Def Rebel.
I've been pretty vocal about it. It just sounds like noise to me, and all the themes just sound generic. It used to be, whether it was my music or a Jimmy Hart theme, or an outside band thing. Yeah. You used to be able to be making dinner in the kitchen.
Yeah.
With the TV in the other room, and you'd know who was coming out. You could almost follow the program from the other room. Now, I just don't think it's like that at all.
Johnson would add that WWE has forgot the ability that music has to create new stars.
The powers that be have forgotten their roots or something of how powerful music is in creating stars. And I further believe that's why they're not creating either WWE or AEW. They're not creating big stars anymore. There are no new Steve Austins. There are no Rocks around now.
Yeah.
And it's because everyone's sort of in this layer of generic.
Johnson is absolutely 100% correct here. The majority of WWE theme songs in 2026 do absolutely sound generic and flat. This was on full display at the Royal Rumble each year, when it's hard to even know which wrestler is making their entrance until their name appears on the Tron. Next up, Chris Jericho brings back an old gimmick. Chris Jericho's Painmaker persona is now returning to AEW. Last night on Dynamite, Jericho revealed that he'll be bringing back the character to face Tommaso Ciampa at next week's AEW Redemption in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. It's unknown if this is a permanent character switch or just a one-off for the Redemption pay-per-view event. Next up, an ECW wrestler passes away. A sad news to report, as former ECW wrestler Doug Stoll, best known to wrestling fans as Super Destroyer No. 2, has passed away at the age of 63. The news was shared by his lifelong friend and fellow wrestler Butch Hess, who revealed that Stoll died on July 10th. Hess reflected on a friendship that began in first grade, recalling how Stoll defended him from bullies, shared countless childhood memories, and eventually teamed with him in what became Stoll's final wrestling match. Stoll actually began his pro wrestling career in 1990 and became one half of the Super Destroyers alongside AJ Petrucci. This was during the early years of ECW, known as Eastern Championship Wrestling. In fact, the duo made history by becoming the inaugural ECW Tag Champions and later won the titles a second time, helping establish the promotion's tag team division. Outside of ECW, he also made appearances in both WCW and the WWF during his 16-year career before retiring from pro wrestling in 2006. This is awful news, and we want to send our condolences to the Stoll family during this time. And finally, Sheamus AEW-bound. Our final story today looks at the possibility of Sheamus heading to AEW, as his real-life friend Claudio Castagnoli, aka Cesaro, has provided an update on his status. Speaking to the Daily Star, the current AEW star stated that it's not for him to discuss, but he would love to see his friend more on a regular basis. I feel that's not for me to talk about. I feel that's for him to talk about when he's ready for it. I've stayed friends with him throughout, of course. I would love to see my friends on a more regular basis, of course. I'm going to get that question a lot, but I do feel that it's his answer when he's ready for it. Castagnoli would then joke that the two may be getting a refereeing degree and they're looking to become the VAR. What I can say is me and him having to do a lot of training together, a lot of further education if you will. Kind of thinking about a future and whatever, and what we would really like to do is get our refereeing degree and become the VAR. A lot of fans are pushing to see the Bar reunite in AEW, so hopefully Khan is seriously considering a tag team reunion in the promotion. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.